Hey, what's up everyone? Baller here. Today's June 19, 2024, and we will be discussing the predictions that we have for our MLB games. We got like 15 games for today, so we will be having like three parts, three videos, because again, there are a lot of games for today, so we'll be having like five games or five predictions per video. Now, before we proceed, I'm just inviting everyone who have not subscribed yet to our YouTube account or YouTube channel, Baller. Please click on the subscribe button below. At the same time, hit on that bell logo. That way, automatically, you guys will be receiving notifications whenever new videos are uploaded. And also, I would like to invite everyone who are interested in joining our subscriptions. For those who would subscribe, you guys would actually receive the best pick that we have for today. And for yesterday, congratulations on some of our subscribers. They actually won as we actually selected Boston Red Sox as the best pick for the day. Alright, for those who are interested, you can just reach us through Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, or even Messenger account. Just take a look at the descriptions of our videos right there below. Alright, so let's go ahead and start today's games. I see here that we have lots of afternoon games, so let's kick things off by talking about the Detroit Tigers with the record of 34-39 going up against Atlanta Braves with a record of 40-31. That one will actually start at 12:20 in the afternoon, and that's going to be 12:20 midnight here in Manila. Now, looking at the pitchers for these two teams, Detroit Tigers would have Skubal, and man, Skubal is having a tremendous season. His record is just great with 8 wins and 2 losses. Looking at his ERA, very good at 2.2. Now, if you take a look at Atlanta Braves, man, they would also be displaying one of their best, as Lopez would be starting for them with the record of 4 wins and 2. And man, he has an ERA better with 1.69. Now, looking at the starting pitchers, both pitchers are doing great. Skubal is having a better record. He's got more wins. But if you take a look at Lopez, he's got better ERA, so it's really hard to pick, which one has the advantage. Although I gotta say, inside of me, I'm saying that Lopez has a slight advantage, especially that they are actually at home. Now, this is gonna be very very close in terms of pitching. But for me, Atlanta Braves would have the advantage. Man, they are coming off a win last night. They won by 1, right? I think the final score was 2-1. So they got some momentum coming onto this game. They are at home. They got some advantage in terms of pitching, and as always, Atlanta Braves always got some advantage in terms of offense and in terms of scoring. So my pick on this one would be Atlanta Braves, and I'll go with moneyline. Again, that's Atlanta Braves moneyline. Now let's go ahead and move on to the second game. This one will be between Cincinnati Reds with a record of 35 wins and 38 losses going against Pittsburgh Pirates. And man, they got the same record with 35 and 38. That one will actually start at 12:35 in the afternoon, and that's going to be 12:35 a.m. or in the midnight here in Manila. For these two teams, Green would actually start for Cincinnati Reds with a record of 5-2, ERA of 3.6-1. It's also having a tremendous season. While for Pirates, they will be displaying Keller. Keller is having a record of 8 win and 4 loss mark, and an ERA of 3.36. Again, we almost got the same scenario with our first game. Both teams displaying both pitchers who are having a tremendous season. Not sure if you guys were able to watch watch their game last night. Cincinnati going up against Pittsburgh. Man, it was tough, it was close, and we got it right. Cincinnati actually won that game. But on this particular game, I'm gonna side with Pittsburgh Pirates. I actually picked Cincinnati yesterday because of their advantage in terms of pitching. But as you can see on this particular matchup, in terms of pitching, it will be like a bit close. And then Pittsburgh Pirates is at home. Pittsburgh Pirates, they know how to bounce back coming off a loss, and I expect them to actually do that on this particular matchup. So on this particular game, and if you take a look at the odds, man, it's actually close. It's like they don't know which advantage is it gonna be. I mean, whose advantage is it gonna be? Would it be with Cincinnati or would it be with Pittsburgh? But I'm picking Pittsburgh Pirates to win on this. Just doing money line will be great. I already checked on the odds, and you don't really have to put some minus or whatever in there. Just do money line, and the odds will be great, and you will actually be earning pretty decent. Again, on this particular game, my pick would be Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, in the third game, we have another St. Louis Cardinals versus Miami Marlins matchup. I've been watching this series for like 3 days straight. Well, Cardinals, they got a record of 36-36. They are at 500% mark now. While Miami Marlins, they are at 24-49. This one will actually start at 12:40 in the afternoon. That's 12:40 a.m. here in Manila. Now let's take a look at the starting pitchers that they have. For St. Louis, Gibson will be starting for them. He's got a record of 5-2, an ERA of 3.44, while it's going to be Chirinos who would be starting with, or I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing it right, Chirinos, for Miami. I feel like this is going to be his first, right? This is going to be his first game for 2024. That's why I don't really see any stat as of the moment. Now, I don't know if you guys actually watched the game last night. Man, it was crazy, home runs here and there, hits here and there. The final score was 8-7, if I could remember it right, or 9-8, something like that. Yeah, I guess that was 9-8, and Miami actually won the game. Now, 2 nights ago, it was St. Louis Cardinals who actually won the game, and they won by one run, 7-6. So it's kind of like that, high scoring, and it was close on those 2 games. However, on this particular matchup, in this particular game, I feel like it's going to be different. St. Louis Cardinals would actually win this game, and St. Louis Cardinals would not win by just 1. Again, we saw 2 straight games winning by just 1 run, both teams. But on this one, I feel like it's going to be St. Louis who would actually take over. I know Miami has some momentum coming onto this game, coming off that walk-off win last night. But again, it's going to be St. Louis. They got some advantage in terms of pitching. Adjustments will surely be made. They made some adjustments in terms of hitting last night when they actually, tried to hit those singles and doubles and all that. Because a couple of nights ago, I feel like St. Louis was trying to hit those big shots, if you know what I'm saying. They were trying to do some home runs, and in turn they couldn't find him. And just last night when they were just trying to take it bit by bit, home run opportunities will come. So I feel like St. Louis Cardinals would be able to make some adjustments in terms of pitching, and they have a huge advantage in the starting pitching. At the same time, as we all know, St. Louis Cardinals, they are the better team overall as compared to Miami. So I'm picking St. Louis Cardinals to win this one in an easier fashion as compared to the previous games. Now, moving towards the fourth matchup, it's going to be San Diego Padres with a record of 37 wins and 40 losses, going up against the Philadelphia Phillies with a record of 49-24. This one would be at 1:05 in the afternoon. That's going to be 1:05 a.m. here in Manila. Taking a look at the starting pitchers for both teams, San Diego Padres will be starting for San Diego Padres, it'll be Waldron, who would start for them with a record of 4 wins and 6 losses, an ERA of 3.66, while it's going to be Suarez, who would actually start for Philadelphia. Man, look at his record with 10 wins and 1 loss, ERA of 1.77. That's just crazy. I'm not going to explain anything right here. I'm picking Philadelphia 7. I was about to say 76ers, Philadelphia Phillies on this one. And I know they won last night, but they just won by one run. I feel like Philadelphia Phillies will win this one. They got some huge advantage in terms of pitching. They are the better offensive team right now. They are at home. They got some momentum. I don't really have to explain myself a bit more, but I feel like Philadelphia Phillies on this. And if there's a game wherein you would be confident to put some minus 1.5 on it, this will be it. Again, my pick on this one would be Philadelphia Phillies. Now, for the last game for this particular part, or for this particular video, it'll be San Francisco Giants going up against the Chicago Cubs. Both teams are below 500% mark. San Francisco, they are at 36 wins and 38 losses, while for Chicago, they are at 35 and 39. The game will be at 2:20 in the afternoon, that's Eastern Time, and that's going to be 2:20 a.m. here in Manila. Now, for San Francisco Giants, I'm not sure about this, but I'm looking at the app, MLB app. I don't see anyone yet as their starting pitcher. It's still to be determined. While we got Hendricks right here pitching for Chicago Cubs with a record of 0.4 and an ERA of 8.2. We all know that's not so professor-like. Hendricks, we all know that, Hendricks has been there since their championship days, right? So I gotta give it to him, and I understand the struggle that he's having. But I don't know if you actually saw his last performance. It wasn't great, it wasn't perfect, but he is improving. Considering the win that Chicago just had last night, in what kind of fashion that they had. Of course they are at home, and we all know the Wrigley fans are actually crazy about this. It may be, it may be worthy to actually sign on Chicago Cubs right now. Even if again, Hendricks, he hasn't registered any win yet on his record. But again, I saw him perform on his last pitch. He has actually improved. They got some momentum coming in here. We don't know about San Francisco's starting pitcher. Maybe they would be trying their bullpen a lot on this game. We don't know, but I have a feeling that will be it. So I feel like it's gonna be a huge worth if you would actually try to pick on Chicago Cubs in here and just do it money line. Again, my pick on this particular matchup, it's gonna be Chicago Cubs, and I feel like finally Hendricks would actually get his first win. So those are the 5 predictions that we have for this particular part. Just watch out for the second part for the next 5 games. Peace out, Pasay love, and God bless.